What's the most horrible thing your parents did to you in the name of teaching responsibility? I'm 16 and have type 1 diabetes. Last month, I got pneumonia and ended up hospitalized for a week. The doctors explained I'd need strict monitoring for the next month because diabetes complications with respiratory infections can be deadly. My parents' response? This is the perfect opportunity to teach you real responsibility. They decided my recovery would be a character-building exercise where I had to manage my diabetes completely alone. The day I got home from the hospital, still weak and struggling to breathe properly, my mom announced their new rules. You're 16, not 6. You can manage your own blood sugar, insulin shots, and meal planning. We're not going to baby you anymore. Mom, the doctor said I need help monitoring my levels. They're still unstable from the pneumonia. The doctor said you need to rest. He didn't say we need to hold your hand through basic self-care. My dad chimed in, your diabetes isn't an excuse to be helpless. Time to grow up. They went back to their normal routines, leaving me alone all day while they worked, expecting me to handle everything myself. Here's the problem. I was still recovering from pneumonia, which made my blood sugar wildly unpredictable. The medications I was on affected my glucose readings, and I couldn't think clearly half the time. Day 2, I tried to calculate my insulin dose for breakfast and got confused by the numbers. My blood sugar spiked to 400. I called my mom panicking. Mom, my sugar is really high. I think I messed up the insulin. Figure it out. Check your glucose calculator. You're smart enough. Mom, I can't think straight. The pneumonia meds are making everything confusing. Stop using your diabetes as an excuse for everything. Day 3, I had a severe low blood sugar episode while home alone. I was shaking, sweating, couldn't think straight. I managed to get some juice, but nearly passed out on the kitchen floor. When my parents came home and found me barely conscious on the couch, my mom said, well, now you'll remember to eat regularly. Day 4, I missed my evening insulin because I fell asleep from exhaustion. I woke up at 3 a.m. with blood sugar over 500, vomiting and barely able to stand. I had to call 911 myself because my parents needed their sleep for work. The EMT looked horrified when I explained I was managing everything alone. Where are your parents? They're teaching me responsibility. Day 5, I was surviving on crackers and glucose tablets because I was too weak to cook proper meals. My blood sugar was a roller coaster. I hadn't had a stable reading in 3 days. The breaking point came on day 6 at my follow-up appointment with my endocrinologist. I stumbled into the office, clearly struggling. The doctor immediately checked my blood sugar. It was 450. He noticed I'd lost weight, looked dehydrated, and my ketone levels were dangerously high. Have you been following the post-hospital care instructions? Who's been helping you monitor your levels? I've been managing everything myself, I said weakly. My mom interrupted proudly. We're teaching her responsibility. She's been handling her diabetes completely independently. The doctor looked confused. Managing everything herself? She just recovered from pneumonia with diabetic complications. She needs constant supervision for glucose monitoring. She's 16. She can handle it. Ma'am, your daughter is a type 1 diabetic recovering from a serious respiratory infection. Her glucose levels are critically unstable. She could have gone into diabetic coma. This is medical neglect. I broke down and told him everything. The missed insulin, the dangerous blood sugar spikes, being left alone during emergencies, surviving on junk food because I was too sick to cook. The doctor looked horrified. You've been leaving a diabetic teenager to manage post-pneumonia complications alone? She needs round-the-clock medical supervision. She needs to learn independence. She needs to survive to adulthood. The doctor called the hospital social worker immediately. Within an hour, my parents were being questioned about medical neglect of a diabetic minor. Child Protective Services arrived that evening. My parents had to attend mandatory diabetes education classes and hire a certified diabetic nurse for my remaining recovery period. The nurse was amazing. She helped stabilize my blood sugar, taught me proper meal planning, and made sure I understood my medication interactions. My parents were furious about paying for the nurse, but CPS made it clear that another incident would result in me being removed from their care. The nurse documented everything, and I had to have supervised diabetes management until I turned 18. The diabetes educator told my parents, teaching responsibility means gradually building skills with support, not throwing a sick child into the deep end and hoping they don't drown.